the bigger users of leather products, like automobile industry,
Uh-huh.
don't buy enough leather because they don't sell high-end cars, which leather is being used for the seats. And then we don't get enough raw material for our casings.
Welcome to MeatsPad, a platform dedicated to sharing breakthrough knowledge that is accessible to the meats industry. On each episode, we will hear from meat specialists and professionals to talk about numerous topics in meat science. This podcast is brought to you by the U.S. Meat Export Federation, the Niche Meat Processor Assistance Network, UltraSource, the new standard for innovation. Viscofan is a global leader and innovative partner in the food industry who provides solutions for the casing market.
IFA, slaughter and meat processing tools.
SmartLockerUSA.com. Safe for butchers, simple to use, but not vegan friendly.
Hello, meat folks. Welcome back to the MeatsPad podcast. This is Phil Bass, flying solo yet again. Francisco's out making the world a better place for us meat enthusiasts. We do have a great interview today. We're working with a group in Spain, and I had the opportunity to travel to Spain in the last this last early summer to northeastern Spain, into the region of Navarra, into a little town called Casida, and had an opportunity to go and tour a casing plant. And what's so cool is that we have online with us right now an individual who's very familiar with that, with the company, with Viscofan. And so, Tomas Lopez, would you please introduce yourself? And thanks for coming to the program.
Thank you very much, Phil. Glad to be here. Hello, everybody. I'm Tomas Lopez. I work for Viscofan, one of the company leaders in the production of food casings here in the world. You may ask what a food casing is. We'll get into that into a couple of minutes, just so you know who is talking to you. I'm a biologist that couldn't make my living out of biology, unfortunately. So I had to look for alternative ways. And just finishing my PhD here in Spain, there was this new and fresh opportunity to come and work for this company, Viscofan. And I've been here ever since. It's been a long ride, but a good one. It has permitted me to meet many meat processors around the world and help them create new products, adjust their processes in order to improve their efficiencies and improve the well-being of the end consumers, which is, at the end of the day, is what we're all after. So we do that through food casings, in particularly the line that I work with, which is edible collagen casings. Mm-hmm. This has been expanded now also into veggie casings. This is the alginate-based ones, but I assume today's interview is going to center around collagen casings and what is good about those.
Sure. Yeah. So, well, and this is really, I want to set the bigger and broader stage, because Viscofan, from my experience so far, is a rather humble company, where many people don't realize just how broad the portfolio is and just how impactful the company is. And so maybe tell just a little bit about the background and some of the different locations that maybe Viscofan is producing casings right now, and then we'll definitely get more into that particular subject of collagen casings and edible casings that you produce.
Okay, clear. We have 5 big product lines. First of all, cellulose casings, which are just a mold to produce hot dogs. When you produce hot dogs, you need to coagulate the meat protein, and to give them the shape and the dimensions you want, you need a casing. This is what cellulose casings are for. That's been our main business for many years. until we realized that customers need something else. Then we move into the edible part of food casings, and that's collagen. Collagen works also for cooked sausages, but not only that, fresh, raw, cured, fermented, and all possible combinations you do in collagen casings. What I call collagen casings are small diameter ones, but you also have the large diameter ones, or also called non-edibles, which are the casings that you use for big salamis, products like bologna, things like that, in which you slice. This can also be done in our fourth product line, which is plastics. And on plastics, you have the added benefit of impermeability, so you don't have water loss. Many different products need this. And then the fifth is the fibrous casings. Fibrous is a cellulose, is a reinforced cellulose casing made around what we call an abaca paper, and that goes for dimensional stability. When you need a very precise dimensions for a particular slice, you use fibrous. And this is used mainly in pepperoni in the States. Most of the pizza toppings that you find there in pepperoni are done in fibrous casings. So these are our five main groups, and we produce this in plants all around the world. We started here in Spain, in Caseda, as you mentioned, with cellulose. Then we acquire a company in Germany, and then another in the Czech Republic, another one in Serbia, here in Europe. All of those are producing collagen, plastics as well. Then we expanded our business into China. China is by far the largest collagen casing user of the world because big subsidies from government. Then eventually we moved into South America, and finally 2 years ago into North America. We are now producing in New Jersey and converting the casings in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, all right. Well, and hopefully that kind of sets the stage for everyone that you, even though you may not, our listeners out there, as the our medium to small processors especially, may not realize just how impactful Viscofan is. It's very likely you're using some of their products, and again, from very humble beginnings in northern Spain to now really a very international company. I had the opportunity to see the breadth, the map that's on the wall when you walk in, right? I think it's near your test kitchen in Caseda, and it's very, very impressive. I did also get so I had the fantastic opportunity of touring the entire facility. I think we spent almost 4 hours there, which still isn't enough time to truly see everything. It's like a small city. Saw the plastic, saw the fibrous, saw the cellulose production. But let's talk about that collagen, because this is really this is where we get a lot more flexibility, a lot more opportunity with the synthetic type casings. And so maybe you can set the stage a little bit about how we produce collagen casings, as much as you're willing to share, of course, proprietary information in many cases, but what collagen casing is and what are some of the benefits?
Since 1883, Ultrasource has been a trusted supplier to the food industry. Ultrasource provides superior kill floor, processing, packaging, and labeling equipment and operational supplies.
Okay. Well, collagen is our food casing compared with the others. The others are materials in contact with food, and they're ruled by a different set of legislations all around the world. But collagen is food. Collagen is protein, and collagen is something that you add to your meat products and enhance the protein content of the final sausage, in this case, most of the times, and also provides sensorial properties, appearance, bite, texture, many other points. So collagen is a natural protein that is in all vertebrates, and the higher evolved the vertebrate, the more collagen you find on it. So mammals are supposed to have the largest amount of collagen. This protein is a structural protein in our organs, in our skin, in our tendons, in our joints, and places like that, also in bones. So this protein we extract, obviously not from humans, we extract it from cattle, we extract it from hogs. It can be extracted from other animals too, but the quality of the chain of the collagen is not as good as whenever it's coming from cattle or from hogs. So these are our main raw materials, and we do produce collagen casings from one or from the other. We use hogs whenever cattle is not allowed for either legal or religious reasons. Imagine you want to sell collagen casings in India. Cows are sacred animals in India, so you have no future if you just bring a cow-based collagen casing. So this is where we use hog.
And
So,
vice versa, where maybe you have a customer in the Middle East and you have halal and kosher customers, you would need to have a beef-based collagen.
precisely. Thank you for
Yeah.
for pointing this out. It's very much true.
Yeah.
So this is the point. And there's one more, depending on local food regulations. Some countries have what they call pure pork products. And that means that whatever is in that product has to be from pork or hog origin. So it doesn't add up if you use pork meat, pork fat, and then cow-based casing. Even if the DNA on that casing is no longer detectable, no? Which is not because of the harsh treatments we use to produce these casings. But this is the point. We use all two, and with this we serve the world in many different aspects.
Yeah. Well, and it's for those who are out there, I mean, listen, this truly is a natural casing. It's edible. It's coming from livestock, which is fantastic. And from my understanding, it started out kind of as a upcycling. It's using products that otherwise we didn't have much of a use for, and now we've figured out a great way of incorporating them into foods, into sausages, in an edible form, obviously, but then also in a very precise and repeatable and consistent form. Would you
Yes.
agree with that? Yeah.
I certainly would. You have to take into consideration that nobody is raising livestock for us to take the hides and make casings.
Right.
So cows are used for meat, are used for milk, are used for new cows. Then hides are being used by tanneries to produce mainly leather products, and the submucose is the bottom layer of the hides, what we call our splits, are very rich in collagen and were usually discarded. So we found that we could get those and use them to extract the collagen and prepare our raw material, what we call the collagen mass or the collagen gel. And well, funny enough, since we are not the main user of the hides, in times of crisis, and we are finishing one now, the bigger users of leather products like automobile industry don't buy enough leather because they don't sell high-end cars, which leather is being used for the seats. And then we don't get enough raw material for our casings. So we've been forced to look for alternative ways to look for that. I think it's interesting to point this out.
Yeah.
But having said that, we have enough. And yes, we extract the collagen out of that, and we reorganize the collagen into different ways as to threaten these proteins in different ways, making use of their most basic characteristic, which is elasticity. And that goes for the elasticity 101 of casings, which is make a tube that you can stretch both axially and longitudinally. And this is what allows us to stuff at high speed in high speed automatic machinery, which is now the the trademark of the industry in most of the advanced countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and that's a really, really good point. Oftentimes when I'm thinking of collagen casings and any casing that's not directly uh, uh, harvested from an animal, but goes through some type of additional process, thinking of collagen casings, you think of that end product uniformity. But you have a really good point there. The ability to speed throughput with for those out there who haven't had a chance to update your stuffer machinery, go out and look at the incredible world and the technology that's out there in the stuffing equipment. It's almost space age what they've been able to produce. But you have a really good point there, Tomas, is that we have to have the casings that can also keep up with the speed of these newer machines. And collagen casing is a great option for that edible, elastic, like you said. So talk about, maybe you could talk a little bit about the bite of the collagen casing, but then also just to be able to help with that ultimate throughput, which is necessary to maintain profitability.
Yeah, well, this is probably one of the big secrets that we keep, but imagine that an average collagen casing being used nowadays has a thickness of about 35 micron, which is roughly half of the width of a human hair.
Oh my goodness.
This is the casing we are then putting on a high-speed stuffing equipment running at 1,400 portions per minute in terms of cocktails, or 700 in terms of 1 ounce, 2 ounce link sausages.
Uh-huh.
So the ability to find a compromise between such a thin wall and such great performance at high speed, standing pressure of the machine with sometimes liquid, but sometimes very stiff recipes inside. For example, USA, you're very fond of snack sticks. All these snack sticks are produced mainly with beef on it, and these are certainly very stiff emulsions, and if not emulsions, coarse ground products that are being stuffed into these very small size casings, sizes 13, 14, 15, 16 millimeter in diameter. So, and these are 35 micron wall casings. So the ability to thread the collagen into such a mesh that is able to stand this has been our great success, what has brought us to our successful point in competition here with the rest of the guys that produce collagen casings in the world.
If you are a meat processor tired of you and your staff making endless phone calls to chase down order details from customers, SmartLockerUSA.com can help. Enjoy 100% customizable online order forms that automatically convert into a butcher sheet ready for your team. Track orders, send order and slaughter appointment reminders, track order history, and build customer profiles. SmartLockerUSA.com. Safe for butchers, simple to use, but not vegan friendly.
Truly an incredible technology. Clearly, it's helping us to advance in the meats world and food product world in that respect. But to be able to produce enough food to feed the world, but then also have that good profitability through efficiencies and efficacies, it's absolutely incredible to think about just how thin that casing is, that collagen casing is, as you've described, yet how robust it is. You're right. Here in the United States, snack sticks are a big a product that we consume and we love. There's also great opportunity in cooked sausages and things like that, where we need that consistency for the preparation in maybe quick serve restaurants or even in convenience stores, where
Correct.
we can put those items on a roller or in some type of cooker that is very, very consistent, very, very, very precise, and we know exactly how long it needs to be on there. So a lot of great benefits to these collagen casings.
Definitely. This productivity, yield, this exquisite control. Imagine Our average casing sizing is laser control and is controlled automatically by computers in the range of 250 times per minute when we are just making the tube. That means that the sizing, the consistent sizing of the tube is very, very good, combined with their control elasticity. Where this helps is mainly in giveaway control. This is one of the collagen strengths when you compare with natural gut. Natural gut, you don't have that such control, and when you put sausages in a package, one is big, one is narrow, one is long, one is short.
Yeah,
and
a lot of
course,
variability.
yeah, and then you go for net weight, and you have to put on top of whatever limit your package is set at, just to be on the safe side of not being short. So this doesn't happen with the collagen. Collagen is so precise that giveaway is greatly reduced. And many, many processors don't realize the huge amount of money that goes away in uncontrolled giveaway yearly. And we've had cases of customers moving from natural into collagen, and the savings related to giveaway have been big enough to pay for the casings itself. So this is definitely one of our big strengths.
So, and that, gosh, what a great point. So, for those who are selling net weight products, where you have to be very precise and you can't be under, so you have if you're selling, and you have to always give the benefit to the customer. So some folks err on the side of overselling, but as you're saying, um, by giving away so much of that product, ultimately it's a big cost to the producer. And so this is the precision of the collagen casings, can really help offset a lot of that giveaway that is being incurred.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have to pair that with lower production costs.
Mm-hmm.
And lower production costs are related to lower labor costs. You can do the same tonnage or more with less people when you move from gut to collagen casings to begin with. And you can do it quicker with lower energy consumption. And today's energy costs are coming up crazy all around the world. And this is something that is extremely interesting. The ability to produce more with the same energy consumption, or to produce with a lower energy cost, whatever is your choosing, is something that you can immediately see when you move to collagen casings.
Yeah, well, and clearly there's a lot of opportunity there, and I really encourage folks to reach out to their casing representative, and if it's a Viscofan casing representative, hopefully you can appreciate even more the product itself. And if you ever find yourself wandering about in northern Spain, I hope you do get a chance to swing by Pamplona or in Casado, where the manufacturing plant is. The reason I say that is because precision and quality are at top of mind with this company, especially. And I've already mentioned, they have a test kitchen right there to test just about every product that is being made at the facility in a variety of different end uses. So you have your traditional sausages, you have plant-based sausages, you have all kinds of different products, a variety of different machinery to test these casings out on, to make sure that the quality is there. And quality is of utmost importance to consumers these days. So that's a little bit of that background. Tomas, we like to ask a little bit about your background and how did you get to where you are? You mentioned you're a biologist by trade, and I don't know what your original plan was with that, but how did you get to where you are today with Viscofan?
Well,
if you're willing to share.
yes, I am. It's a funny story. I'm a naturalist. I've always loved being out there in nature. So I decided to study biology. I mastered in botanics and then in zoology, and ended up in animal zoology, which is a fantastic field of research. But I don't know, in other countries, here in Spain, you can hardly live on this. And by the time I was finishing my PhD, I saw this ad of this new company, Viscofan, looking for people for their newly formed R&D department. I applied, and they took me, and it's been a long ride ever since. There were two of us coming in to help in that area. The smart one was kept in cellulose casings. I was sent to do reverse engineering. In other words, what else can you do with these tubes we use for hot dogs? Very interesting. It opens your mind to work in this way. But then a few years later, working in the Philippines actually, and solving some problems in cellulose, we came to find a product that was produced by locals on wax paper instead of casings.
Oh, okay.
Like our grandparents making cigarettes manually, but their covering was a wax paper. But the point was that they were frying this fresh sausage on wax paper, and the wax paper, not surprisingly, ended up being wax. And they were eating that on a daily basis. So it's one of these aha moments that you happen to find in your life, in which you realize that there is something more than in life than cell casings get rich, retire. And that was cell casings get rich, retire. And if you can save a few lives on your way, that helps.
Yeah.
Well, this is a kind of a higher motivation. It opened our minds to a certain point. We thought that we needed something else. 2 years later, we had collagen casings. And that customer, in particular in the Philippines, and then many others, were converted into this type of casings. And we are proud of have helped a little bit on that transition.
Yeah.
And since there, I've moved through a number of positions here in the technical related at all times, but dealing with collagen. Today, and this is why I'm sitting here in front of you and the rest of the audience today.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate your time. We appreciate your enthusiasm, your expertise. Hopefully, we can continue this discussion at another time. There's so much to learn in this category. But anyway, thank you so much, and let's stay in touch.
Definitely, I'm here. So call whenever you need it.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thanks to all.